rumble of the discourse. We've taken an abandoned concrete factory at the margins of the declining American empire and repurposed it into a battleground where 19 separate entities from across the political spectrum enter the discourse one by one and do battle to determine who controls the narrative force of the discourse. I hope you'll join me, your Southern Gothic futurist host Dirk God Raven Mac, for each and every episode of Monday Night Rumble of the Discourse. What's up, big dogs? It's your boy Dirk God back here, Monday Night Rumble of the Discourse, week 4 of our spring 2026 series. What that means is we are in Hump Week. We're in smack dab in the middle. This is Hump Week for the Rumble. We've already had 3 weeks where 27 competitors have been out here each week trying to accumulate points by eliminating each other, or better yet, finishing in them Final Four where they get them bonus points. And they're all trying to accumulate points towards that Week 7 finale, which is now 3 weeks away. 3 weeks away, the end of our Spring 2026 series, where we will crown a champion of the discourse for Spring 2026. Our standings, as we are after 3 events, you can see Elon Musk is at the top right now. Delaware Congresswoman Sarah McBride, who won last week's all-woman edition, is in second. Luigi Mangione, who won the first week, is in third. Barry Weiss is up there. Gavin Newsom, Hakeem Jeffries. Bob, my producer, Bob Dabalina, go ahead and show him that second page of standings. You can see a bunch of folks in there. Donald Trump buried in the mix at 4. He is down in the mix, not as high as you would probably expect. You would expect him to be prominent in the discourse. My primary sponsor tonight is nobody. Nobody gave a fuck to sponsor this week. Why do I still do it? Because I don't give a fuck. I'm still going to do this. Maybe I'm just chasing the clout and appreciation of the 5 or 6 people who deeply love this. That may sound pathetic. It might be, actually. I don't know. I try not to think about it too hard, because when we start pulling the loose threads of our existence, it can become very difficult for any of us. And we all have our means for creating serotonin and dopamine to get through the crumbling of the American empire. So this is what I do. Yeah, it's part of it. Anyways, let's discourse, motherfuckers. Heading on up to the ring, and you can see your referees tonight are the police state and the lady cop. Coming out to start it tonight, we got Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson, news pundit. Of course, he is independent pundit, has been talking about how embarrassed he is, ashamed he is for having propped up Donald Trump. And you're going to see more of these grifters do this, and it doesn't mean that they've gotten smarter. Basically what it means is even dumb people know that Donald Trump is a bad choice now. But Tucker Carlson, you're going to start seeing these people jump ship. The rats will start jumping the ship as things get worse, especially when Trump dies. Everybody is going to start to be distancing themselves from him. And Tucker's going to start tonight with Jared Polis, Colorado governor. Of course, he just commuted the sentence of the woman who had done election interference around the 2020 election, who claimed it was rigged and tried to break into some machines as her role as, I don't know, man. She got convicted, and then Trump wanted to pardon her, but he couldn't because it was state charges, and now this Colorado governor has commuted the sentence, and basically even Republicans are like, what the fuck, dude? So it just goes to show that, I don't know what it goes to show, man. I don't know what the hell these people are thinking. But Tucker Carlson and Jared Polis, 2 white guys in suits, are currently controlling the discourse as we start out tonight. As always, we are at our abandoned concrete factory at the edge of town. I've heard rumblings that the county board of supervisors may turn this into a data center, but I'm not planning on letting that happen. Carlson in control. Well, he gets kicked there by Jared. And I ain't from Colorado, so I don't know how to pronounce that dude's last name correctly. I believe it's Polis, but it may not be, so I'm just going to call him Jared. He gets a 1 count on Tucker Carlson. Yeah, Bob, I could have looked it up, but I didn't, did I, Bob? You're the producer. You could have told me. And coming in the ring, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth. And you know what? I got to give Hegseth some props. A lot of people think my bent is just one thing, but I got to give Hegseth some props, because they do call it the Secretary of War and the Department of War, and I think that makes sense, because it doesn't make sense to call it Department of Defense. The United States spends so much resources, money, natural resources, scientific dedication to developing weaponry. We don't support the arts, we don't support education, we don't support culture, we support weaponry. So it makes sense that they call it the Department of War and just embrace that identity, because that's what this country is, you know? We are a culture of weapons of destruction. It's really our claim to fame once the American Empire ends. Coming out to join the fracas, Tulsi Gabbard, Director of Intelligence. Of course, of all the incompetent boobs, no pun intended, that are in the Trump administration, we kind of overlook the damage that has probably been done to the country. Tulsi Gabbard certainly part of that, because it sounds like a lot of intelligence has been sat on or ignored since she's been in charge, because they want everything to look the way Trump wants it to look, which is not really how intelligence is supposed to work for a government. I played enough Civ to know that. But whatever, I'm just some guy talking into a microphone in an abandoned factory out here at the edge of town. We got 4 folks in the ring. Nobody's been eliminated yet. We're about to get a new person coming out. And it's the prompt engineer. Speaking of this place potentially being turned into a data center, it is the prompt engineer who believes that AI is the future, which I don't really know how that could be, because all the tools I've seen are pretty pitiful. They don't really help. I mean, I've heard it can help with like coding and shit, but I don't do no coding. A lot of the AI results I get are just actually worse. The internet is worse. Like, with internet is noticeably worse in every capacity. But whatever, man. I ain't here to complain. I mean, I am here to complain. I'm here to commentate. That's what I'm here for. Bob, what the hell am I doing here? Nobody's been pinned yet. Then we get a buzzer, and coming out to join the 5 already in the ring is the AI girlfriend. Kind of fitting to come out after the prompt engineer. The AI girlfriend drinks a lot of water. She sucks that water right up. Does not actually exist, but will tell you exactly what you want to hear. Finally, the barista does love you. So we've got Tucker Carlson out there, Jared Polis, and Tulsi Gabbard just got tossed out by Pete Hegseth, so Tulsi Gabbard is eliminated. There's a chair in there people are swinging. So we got Hegseth still in there, Jared Polis, Colorado Governor, Tucker Carlson, the AI girlfriend, and the prompt engineer. Your referees are the lady cop and police state. There's a pin on the AI girlfriend by Hegseth. Kick out it too. And coming out is Lindsey Graham, who basically, after this one guy got beaten a primary, a Republican primary, for going against Trump, Lindsey basically came out and just said, you got to be Trump's bitch. I mean, that's not the words he said, but like, he basically said, in order to be a Republican, you need to be Trump's bitch. If you're not letting Trump rest his penis in your mouth, he is not going to back you. And Lindsey Graham has no problem holding a penis in his mouth. No diss. I'm all for whatever consenting adults want to do. No judgment. I just prefer people not to be like they have to hide it from the world. But most of our wealthy do have to hide how they actually are. And we got a buzzer coming out is John Fetterman, the big Pennsylvania oaf. John Fetterman coming out. Man, this guy's been a disappointment, isn't he? Like, he's a disappointment to everybody. I bet even his mom is disappointed. So Fetterman comes out there. We have 2 senators in a row that have been out. Lindsey Graham and John Fetterman, the prompt engineer, AI girlfriend. Pete Hegseth is still out there. Jared Polis is out there. And Tucker Carlson, who almost got a pin there on Jared Polis. Fetterman with some punches to Carlson. Hegseth got the AI girlfriend locked up in an armbar. Prompt engineer just flew off that top rope. And at the buzzer, an 8th competitor enters, and it's Elon Musk, our current leader. Our current leader, he throws in a camera there. Elon Musk is in the ring. Of course, Elon Musk had to his civil suit or whatever the hell he had going on with Sam Altman of OpenAI, and he didn't win. He got ruled against. Elon Musk did not win his lawsuit, and a lot of embarrassing information came out over that. And the prompt engineer got tossed out. A lot of embarrassing information came out from Elon Musk. Mostly he got to be on the stand and show what an idiot he was, which is, it's always good when these guys who think they're brilliant and build these cocoons of people who tell them exactly what they want have to do something publicly. And John Fetterman just got tossed. Looked like Pete Hegseth tossed him. So Pete Hegseth knocked out a couple people. Fetterman's gone. And entering the melee now, the podcast grifter, who was out here last week on the all-women's edition, and she said that she identified as a woman, so we will be using she, her pronouns for the podcast grifter for the rest of the season. She comes out and immediately goes to work on Tucker Carlson. She's holding that microphone, obviously podcast grifter, hoping to climb the pyramid of slush funds that feed these people. That AI girlfriend is huge. That's a big, big thing. Well, it'll come crashing one day. Tucker Carlson's still out there. AI girlfriend over the top rope. But she gets back in. And I hear some music. And coming to join the seven in the ring is the free thinker. The free thinker. An absolute free thinker who thinks the same free things that every other free thinker has thought. Somehow that makes him a free thinker. AI girlfriend on top of Lindsey Graham. Barking up the wrong tree there, ma'am. Podcast grifter had Tucker Carlson up, but then dropped him. Free thinker sporting more bad tattoos than, well, maybe Pete Hegseth might have more bad tattoos. Hey, what do you think, Bob? Would it be the number of bad tattoos or how bad the individual tattoos are? Which one would you score that by? Oh, you'd have to score both. Okay. And here comes the Proud Boy. The Proud Boy, of course, very excited. And looks like the podcast grifter and who else got tossed? The free thinker. The free thinker and the podcast grifter are gone over there. Proud Boy comes out very excited about this $1.6 billion slush fund that Donald Trump has gotten from the Department of Justice as a settlement for his bullshit lawsuit against them. They've settled a bullshit lawsuit with a bullshit slush fund that is going to be used to reward January 6th people. Yeah, so the Proud Boy, very excited about that, is probably going to be looking to expand his landscaping business here soon. It's almost like a new round of PPP loans, but just for the hard right. AI girlfriend got pinned in there. I didn't see who pinned him. Bob, you can watch the replay and make sure we give right credit. Of course you will, Bob. Thank you. I love you, buddy. Hakeem Jeffries coming in, minority leader of the Democrats. Impotent man from New York. Elon Musk got pinned in there. I think that was maybe the Proud Boy that pinned him. So Elon is gone. No eliminations for Elon, so he will not be adding to that lead that he had coming into the night. And it looks like we have 6 folks in there. Hakeem Jeffries, Senator Lindsey Graham, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, Colorado Governor Jared Polis, the Proud Boy, and Tucker Carlson. And Pete Hegseth just got eliminated, so make that 5. We're down to 5, and there's a buzzer, so we're back to 6. Discourse is fast and furious tonight. And coming out, Minority Leader of the Senate, Chuck Schumer. Tucker Carlson pinned by the Proud Boy. And Schumer immediately beaten on that Proud Boy, performatively, of course. Everything Schumer does is performative. Him and Jeffries hope to be leading the blue wave after the midterms. It's going to be very hard if they do have that blue wave to figure out how they can maintain their ineffectiveness if they actually have a little bit of power. But they are leaders of the Democratic Party. The Democrats always find a way to be ineffective, so don't count them out. Test of strength going on with Lindsey Graham and Jared Polis. That's questionable. Speaker of the House Mike Johnson, speaking of men who are completely subservient to Trump's bitches, here he comes, Mike Johnson. This man just talked about how Congress needs a raise, or they need to be able to continue doing insider trading because they can't live off $175,000 a year. Yeah, that's cool, man. Cool. Maybe they should get a second job, or maybe they should be smarter with money. Maybe Mike Johnson shouldn't buy Little Debbie's. Maybe if Mike Johnson didn't buy so many Little Debbie's, he could live off of $174,000. But what do I know? I'm just some dumbass in the abandoned factory at the edge of town. Somebody who's not a dumbass at the abandoned factory at the edge of town is the New York Times op-ed writer. Ivy League educated, never really done anything all that important, yet has a prominent role telling us how we should think. And it seems to work with the wealthy and the educated. When they're manufacturing consent, they don't manufacture it for all of us. They just manufacture it for the Epstein class, as they call it. Lindsey Graham on that apron, and he is out. Lindsey Graham is gone. Goodbye, Lindsey. Chuck Schumer still in there. Hakeem Jeffrey still in there. Proud Boy. Jared Polis hanging tough. Speaker of the House Mike Johnson. New York Times op-ed writer, the voice of the Epstein class. And joining them is The Immigrant. The Immigrant had a good showing last week in the all-women's edition. The Immigrant. She's got that broom from her day job. And she immediately goes to cracking people in the head. Good for her. She just nails Tucker Carlson. He is busted open with that broom. Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer in a test of strength, battling for control of Democratic impotency. Proud Boy still in there, recognizable in that yellow shirt. Mike Johnson's been busted open. He's over in the corner. And he nails the Proud Boy with the broom. And we got another buzzer. And I hear the music. I think I know who it is. Hey, it's the Ice Goon. The Ice Goon is out here. And I didn't see who got tossed over on the far side. It was Jared Polis, the Colorado governor, got eliminated over on the far side. He's out. The Ice Goon has come out. Of course, even though they're not in the news like they were when they were killing white people in the street, they're still harming people and hurting people and even killing some people. Of course, they had so many underage females in the detention centers that were testing positive for pregnancy that they have started to put them on an island detention center, which basically means they were getting assaulted by the ICE agents, is what I kind of read from that. But again, I'm just a simple country boy out here in this abandoned concrete factory. Joining the mix is the immigrants, and we now have 2 immigrants out there and 1 ICE goon. Although that Proud Boy is out there, and of course the police state and the lady cop are your referees tonight, and you know that they will always support the law and order of the status as it is. Hakeem Jeffries knocked off that top rope, but then there is a pin on the far side. The New York Times op-ed writer pinned by the Proud Boy. That's a very humbling situation for that op-ed writer. And then the immigrants just nailed Mike Johnson with that chair. Mike Johnson was already busted open. He got hit with that chair. And here he comes, my man from the south side of Facebookistan, the reply guy. The Proud Boy got eliminated. I didn't see who pinned the Proud Boy, but he got eliminated in there. So both of the immigrants are still in there. That Ice Goon is in there. In fact, Ice Goon and the immigrant are locked up right now. Mike Johnson's still out there. Chuck Schumer's still out there. Hakeem Jeffries still out there. Reply guy saluting everything in sight. So we will keep having them come out until 27 have come out. I believe we got about 5 or 6 people left to come out. And then we will have them fight until there's only one left. Hakeem Jeffries in a full Nelson by that immigrant. And here comes No King's liberal. She was on that leaders board. She's clogged up in the aisle now, having a little conversation with folks. You can get a good wide pan view of our concrete factory here. Good crowd on hand tonight, decent sized crowd. As always, we appreciate all the folks that come out on a Monday night. It's hot here too, man. It's ungodly hot tonight. No King's liberal immediately going after Reply Guy. Hakeem Jeffries got Chuck Schumer in a arm lock of some sort over there. Those two are still trying to settle their beef. The ice goon punching the immigrant woman in the face. Standard behavior for him. Joining the 8 in the ring is New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani. Say what you will, but one thing I like about Mamdani is we've got so many reactionaries right now, and Mamdani is more of a visionary. Like he wants good things for everybody. Hakeem Jeffries been busted open in there. I appreciate that. I feel like we need to have people. Times are ugly, man, and like we've got some deep problems. And immigrants over that apron, him and Zohran going at it. Zohran Mamdani attacking that immigrant. And he eliminates the immigrant. I'm hyping Zohran up as a visionary instead of a reactionary, and he immediately eliminates the immigrant. So, what do you say, man? Never meet your heroes. Schumer and the Ice Goon are on that apron, but they both get back in. Hakeem Jeffries over the top rope, and he is gone. Just as J.D. Vance comes out. My nemesis, J.D. Vance. One day, me and Vance, we're going to have an Appalachian log and chain death match. Yeah, I know. My producer, Bob Dabalina, makes sure that I am steered clear of J.D. Vance every time in the backstage before we do the show. He keeps it very separate because he knows I carry a log and chain around that I inherited from my father. I keep in the trunk of my car. One day, that 8-footed chain, me and J.D. are going to be strapped to it. Left arm to left arm. We'll settle our differences. Another buzzer. And it's thinly veiled racism. Thinly veiled racism, even more thinly veiled than ever before. In fact, I'm not even sure the veil is still on. But thinly veiled racism comes out to join the discourse. It's always a part of the discourse. Been part of the discourse since the beginning of America. Since the discourse was printed and took 2 weeks to get to your home. Thinly veiled racism twisting the immigrant's ankle. J.D. Vance taking a punch to the face from thinly veiled racism. Reply Guy flipped Zohran with a 1 count on the immigrant. No King's liberal still out there. That Ice Goon still out there. And joining the mix, California Governor Gavin Newsom being manufactured as a presidential frontrunner, even though nobody likes him. And there's a pin on Mike Johnson. That No King's liberal eliminated Mike Johnson, and Zohran eliminated J.D. Vance. So we had a couple of quick eliminations. Chuck Schumer almost pinned the Ice Goon, but only got a 2 count. So Gavin Newsom joins the mix. We got 8 folks out there. Let's see who's out there. We got Chuck Schumer, the immigrant, the Ice Goon, the No King's liberal, Zohran Mamdani, thinly veiled racism, the Reply Guy, and Gavin Newsom, California governor. 2 folks left to come out still. And then it'll be down to the finish after those 2. The immigrant over the top rope eliminated by thinly veiled racism as AOC comes out. So AOC joins the mix. And Zohran gets a 2 count on No King's liberal. AOC actually polling well in those early presidential 2028 Democratic candidates. It looked like Zohran knocked out that No King's liberal, so she is eliminated. AOC polling higher than Gavin Newsom, even though she hadn't really declared herself as a candidate. But don't worry about that, because I think people would want AOC, but by that time they'll convince us that It's not good that we shouldn't get what we want. We should get what we get and be happy with what we get because it's better than what we want. And Gavin Newsom is better for us, even though we don't want him, because that's what we're going to get. And the last person coming out, Donald Trump. Old Mad King Bama himself, Donald Trump. Yeah, I did know he had positioned himself for the last person tonight. He said he wanted to get those points, and Reply Guy and AOC tossed on the far side. So we're already down to 6. And I didn't mention our meritocracy myth ladders scattered around the ring. Usually they're in the ring and they help kind of speed along the event, but none of those meritocracy myth ladders have been put in the ring tonight. And still moving right along. So we're down to the final 6. Thinly Veiled Racism, Senator Chuck Schumer, ISCU, New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani, California Governor Gavin Newsom, and President Donald Trump. These 6 will be battling for bonus points. Gavin Newsom, I think, finished second the first week, so he was on that leaderboard beginning of the night. All these men will be looking to move further up the leaderboard or get on it. Some of these men haven't even scored before tonight. See a cluster of folks outside, that Reply Guy, that No Kings Liberal, and AOC there to the right of your screen, all hanging out with those meritocracy ladders, cheering folks on. Chuck Schumer going after Thinly Veiled Racism. Ice Goon punching Trump. And Gavin Newsom going after Zohran. Trump over the top rope. He does not go to the floor, and he gets back in the ring. And you can see Hakeem Jeffries and the Immigrant over on the other side. We got folks all around the ring. It's almost like a lumberjack match. Ice Goon in an armbar now. Donald Trump has him in an armbar. And Zohran and Thinly Veiled Racism fighting. Zohran fighting that Thinly Veiled Racism, as he has been through his whole political career. Thinly Veiled Racism taking his punches on Zohran. Schumer and the Ice Goon over there. Schumer holding that ring bell. You can hear that bell when somebody gets clunked with it. Thinly Veiled Racism suplexed by the Ice Goon and Schumer, and Trump pinning racism. Well, just a 1 count. You knew Trump wasn't going to hold racism down. Nice move on Newsom by Mamdani, and he's going for the pin. And there's a 2, and there's just a 2 count. Schumer back pressed by the racism and kicks out at 2.5. Schumer almost eliminated by Thinly Veiled Racism, but he holds on. Zohran and Mamdani and the Ice Goon going at it now. Gavin Newsom with a swinging neckbreaker on Trump. And then one on the Ice Goon by Thinly Veiled Racism. So we've got a good fight going here, folks. Down to our last 6 and the final 4. We'll get those bonus points. Schumer and Trump going at it. Ice Goon just dropped Gavin Newsom right on his head, going for the pin. That should be it for Newsom, and that's a 2.5. Newsom somehow kicks out. That man's got more fight than I realized. Thinly Veiled Racism in the corner. Trump and Newsom going at it. Hakeem Jeffries throws one of those briefcases full of dark money at Trump from outside the ring. And Thinly Veiled Racism tossed by Gavin Newsom. So Gavin Newsom tosses Thinly Veiled Racism out of the discourse tonight. Trump holding his eyes over on the far side. Ice Goon drops Chuck Schumer right on his back. Man, that's a devastating move, and that's got to be it for Schumer. And that's 3. Schumer is out. So Schumer is eliminated. Here is your final 4. These are the 4 men that get the bonus points. Of course, it's always men. The Ice Goon, Zohran Mamdani, Gavin Newsom, and Donald Trump. So that's your final four. Trump with an ankle lock on Mamdani. And then off the top rope, Trump nails Mamdani. And now Trump has Mamdani up and slams him with a spine breaker, and Newsom goes for the pin. And that's a 3. Zoran Mamdani eliminated. Trump and Newsom worked together to eliminate Mamdani. It makes sense because, you know, they sexually assault the same women, same class of women, so it makes sense. They're cut from the same cloth. They're just two different sides of that silk fabric. So our final 3 are Newsom, the Ice Goon, and Donald Trump. Man, I don't like any of these guys. Can I hope for the building to cave in, Bob? Yeah, it would take me out too, sure. I mean, net benefit for society, don't you think? I'm willing to do my part. I don't want to, but like I would. I mean, I'm not going to be selfish here. Newsom and Trump going at it here, locking up. Newsom suplexes him, suplexes the president. Kick to the Ice Goon. Another kick to the Ice Goon. Ice Goon kicking back. Newsom falls over Trump, who was behind him. Punch to the Trump by the Ice Goon. Trump kind of playing it smart, hiding out in the corner, keeping away from the conflict. Ice Goon looking worse for the wear, but he comes right in on Newsom. And then Trump picks his shots on Ice Goon. No loyalty from Trump, man. He's going to turn on you one day or another. Newsom kind of flaunting a little bit and throwing a punch at the Ice Goon, feeling himself here. Oh, man, Trump had that hammer and just nailed Newsom in the back with that hammer. Now he nails the Ice Goon with that hammer. Now Newsom has the hammer and nails both of the other guys. That hammer that Zoran Mamdani brought into the ring, still in the ring and being used as a weapon. We're almost at the 34-minute mark here. We got a good long one going on. Elbow to the Ice Goon by Donald Trump. Elbow to Newsom by Trump. Trump showing well. Of course, he was the last man out, so he had the best spot for coming out on this thing. Tries to get that chair. Lady Cop won't let him. He's got that hammer now. Trump wants to use that hammer again. Newsom drops the Ice Goon on his face. And then Trump nails Newsom with that hammer. But then Newsom flips Trump. Now he's pulling Trump. That hammer gets dropped. Ice Goon looking kind of groggy there, but he goes after Trump and then sidewalk backbreakers type move and then a suplex on the Ice Goon. So these are our final 3. Stomp to Trump, punch to Trump by Newsom. He goes over to the Ice Goon, nails him. Elbow. Turns back, has Trump. Oh man, DDT on Trump, devastating. That's got to be it for Trump. That's a 3 count. Newsom is taking out Trump, eliminated him. He is talking to Trump, and then the Ice Goon picks him up and body presses him. And that's a 3 count for the Ice Goon. So Newsom was sort of taunting Trump and then turned and started to pick up the Ice Goon, and the Ice Goon did a little body press shift of weight and got the pin on Newsom. That is your winner tonight, the Ice Goon. Let's look at this replay. You can see. So Gavin Newsom drops Trump with a DDT, goes for the pin. Trump is eliminated, but then Gavin Newsom is sort of taunting Trump, who is outside the ring now. And as he turns, he catches the Ice Goon. He tries to lift him, but then the Ice Goon shifts his weight, gets the pinfall, and takes out Gavin Newsom. And that is how tonight's discourse ended. Let's look at our results tonight. Ice Goon, 13 points. He got those 10 bonus points and eliminated 3 folks. Gavin Newsom with 11 points means he eliminated 4 folks. Zoran Mamdani and Donald Trump both had 6, and that means Zoran eliminated 3 people. Proud Boy got 3 points. Pete Hegseth, Tucker Carlson, Hakeem Jeffries eliminated 2 people each, and you can see that list of folks there who eliminated 1 each. That means our standings, we got to do a drum roll, Bob? Okay. After 4 of 7 events, hump week. We're halfway there. Gavin Newsom at the top with 21 points. Elon Musk got 15. The Ice Goon is pulled level with Sarah McBride with 14. Luigi is there with 12. No Kings Liberal and Barry Weiss with 11. Donald Trump and Hakeem Jeffries with 10. Trump had been buried, but he's back up on the main board. Zoran with 8. Second page of our stats. Free Thinker with 7. The Immigrant there. Reply Guy at 5, Pete Hegseth and the Podcast Grifter with 4. 3 points you can see Fetterman, Vance, AOC. Bunch of folks with 2, bunch of folks with 1. That's a whole lot of folks. So we'll have a normal event next week, week 6. A lot of these people on this page with the 1 through 7, they'll come back for that week 6 because that'll be all people who have points who will be trying to qualify for the final week and also put themselves in better position. Anyways, that's how this works. As always, this is supported by the fine folks, all my good cousins out there who support Southern Gothic Futurism Patreon. Probably should have plugged that. I probably should plug that in the beginning instead of waiting until the end of a 30-minute video to plug it, but you know what? I have a format here and I'm going to stick to it, and this ain't about money anyways. All the good folks are already supporting me. If you made it this far and you're not supporting me, then maybe you're not a good folk. No, I don't know that. You probably aren't, though, to be honest. Like, if you're not supporting artists or crazy artists, and then again, people are broke. People don't have money. So if you don't have money, I don't mean that. But if you do have money, you're probably not good. That's how it works. The more money you have, the less good you are. That's what I believe, and I'm going to stick to it. Anyways, if you do have money and you want to pretend you're good, throw it at me. I'll let you pretend. I'll even tell you you're good when you're not. That's what I do. That's how I pay my electric bill. Which, by the way, living in Virginia, even though this concrete factory at the edge of town is abandoned, our electricity rates are going higher and higher because of all the data centers sucking up the energy. So I could use that support now more than ever. I could also use a good eco-terrorism movement. I'm not part of one, but I could use one. It would be nice to see a lot of these data centers burn up. I'm just kind of rambling here at the end of the night, and my producer Bob Dobalina is telling me to wrap it up before I talk too long, so I guess I will, and I will tell you that this is how this goes. We'll see you again next week, so until next week, it's your boy Dirt God saying salam.